Welcome back to Adventure and Repeats. Glad to see you here. So today we're talking about the mechanical side of the coils and the valves and troubleshooting on these Western plow pumps. I've already got a video talking about the electrical side and electrical diagnostics. So if you ever need to worry, if you're worried about the electrical side of it only, be sure to check out that video. So now if you verified the electrical side and you're trying to check the mechanical side, this is the video for you. So if you have a valve, you pull the cover off, you're going to see them oriented in this way. If you have a valve and solenoid, right there, your coil, that's what it's going to look like. To separate them, you've got the nut off the top. You take that nut off, and that allows the coil to pull off the top. You'll see this in the actual valve block itself. You'll see the stem sticking out. To pull this out, you've got the hex right there. You undo that hex, and that will pull the whole valve out of the block. So these coils are very easy to test. They simply just power in, power out, ground it, and it will magnetize it and cause the shuttle and the valve inside this to actually shuttle and move and open and close the valve to move it as necessary. So as it is, it's not inherently just magnetic. There's a little bit of magnetism to it, but not much. So to test it, you can just simply send power to it and see if a screwdriver is magnetized to it or it moves, or you can hear it clicking, things like that. That will tell you this if this works. Sometimes people swap them around, things like that. In the end, all three coils are exactly the same. So you can swap these out as necessary. You can keep one, you can keep three on hand. I always keep three on hand because if one's failing, the other two are probably not far behind, and I don't want to have that problem again in the middle of a snowstorm when I need it. So I always keep three coils on hand. Now for the valves, you have the S1, S2, and S3. So these are all different coils and they operate different valves. So your S1 is your two-way valve, which is simply right here. So you can see there's only one set of holes, one tier to it. That is your two-way valve. On your S2 solenoid is your three-way valve. That has two tiers or two levels and two sets of holes to this valve itself. And then your S3, which is your four-way valve, has three different tiers to it. So there's three different levels to it. So the keynote is you have to replace the one with the exact same one or same style. You cannot just swap valves from different solenoids and swap it all around the block. Either A, it's not drilled deep enough and you'll wreck something, or B, it's going to work incredibly wrong and it's going to be worse off for you anyway. So it's not like new ones that just have a single two-way valve and just opens and closes and there's six of them on a block. These use three and they're all different. So it's a very easy system to work with. You just got to know how it works. So with that, normal operation, when you're trying to raise the blade, your pump and the S3 solenoid are going to be engaged and cause the valve to go up, plow to go up. If you're going to go left, you got your S2 and S3 that are operating at the same time, and that will cause it to swing left. If you're trying to go right, your S2 only is going to be energized. It's going to go right. And if you're going to try and lower it, it is your S1 valve. So it's a pretty simple operation. That's a quick way to get through it. The electrical video I have covers that more in depth. So if you're trying to do some basic troubleshooting diagnostics, I have a list and everything written down here. So I'm going to read off of that and kind of go through some helpful troubleshooting. So if you're trying to blade right, if you're trying to send it to the right and the reaction is it only wants to angle left, your S3 is stuck. It's either shifted in position, it's just stuck in position, that's all it wants to do. If nothing happens, your either S2 is not moving or your pop-it check valve is stuck, so you got a check valve in the block itself, it's stuck in place, but more likely it's your S2. It's either the valve itself is not moving or your coil is not operating. So action left. If you're trying to angle left and all it wants to do is angle right, your S3. Either the valve is stuck or your coil is not working. If all it does is raise, your S2 is not moving. So it means your coil may be energizing, but the valve shuttle is not shifting. And if it does nothing, you're looking at your S2 and S3 not shifting, nothing's working there, or your check valve is not operating properly because it has a check valve to make sure you're not overpressuring the system. So between those two, that's what you're looking at. If you're trying to raise the blade and it does nothing, your S3 hasn't worked. Has not shifted. Your coil may be energized, but it's not going anywhere. If all it does is angle left, your S2 is stuck. So your S2 is stuck on and it's just sending up into that direction. So you got to make sure that valve is cleared out. So your valve itself may be bad. If you're doing nothing but the blade just lowers, your S1 could be stuck shifted, so it could be sending, it could just be sending fluid, so it couldn't be not be moving properly, so your valve may be bad, or it has a check valve or a check ball that's not sealing properly on the inside of the block. If it is just lowering, if you're trying to do lower and nothing's happened, your S1, either the coil's not working or your S2 is stuck shifted. So you're not energizing it at all, but the valve is still there. That's what's happening. Or your S3 could be stuck. So those valves could be stuck even though you're not sending power to it and causing it to do nothing. So if you're choosing no action and it drifts right, your S2 could be stuck, allowing fluid to pass. So if you're driving down the road, it's just drifting. That could be stuck, allowing fluid to pass, or you got contamination or damaged O-ring in the crossover relief valve. So it's basically just one of your O-rings are just damaged in the valves itself. And same as if it drifts left, your pop and check valve could be stuck open, or you can have contaminated and damaged O-ring in the system. So you're going to find your left and rights are going to use these S2s and S3s a lot. Even your up and down, still rely on these to be in the proper position. So that's kind of a quick rundown. Most times, I will just, it's either very simple, it's usually electrical, it's not getting signal, you got a broken wire somewheres, or you got a failed coil. If you start having valve issues themselves, I tend to lean into just replacing them all at the same time, because if one's stuck or one's not shifting properly, you either have got a fluid and contamination and there's dirt and debris in there causing it to not shift. I need to change the valve, and I'm going to change the fluid at the same time to make sure I get the dirt and contamination out. Or if one just got into be that age where it's just getting bad, I'm going to replace all three, because if one's bad, the other two are following suit as well. They're not that expensive. I'm going to have some links and everything in the description in case you ever need these parts for service. And I just like to replace them all at once because I don't like to spend downtime. Being down is not something I enjoy, so I like to be up and running so we can keep making money with this system. So that's an easy system to work with. It's simple. It's basic. It works. If you want to check out the electrical side, the electrical link video is going to be below. That's all there is to it. It's a very simple system. I really like these pumps, and with these hydraulics, it's very easy to work with. Hopefully you can like the video. Comment, tell us what you think, tell us what you want to hear about, and subscribe. We got a lot of great content coming, a lot of great content on the channel, so be sure to check it out. And remember to have a great adventure.